to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. The owner of an art gallery in San Francisco has been caught on camera hosing down a homeless woman on the sidewalk as temperatures hit 49 degrees. Collier Gwynn, who runs Foster Gwynn Gallery in the financial district, was seen on Monday leaning casually against the gate of a restaurant while using a garden hose to blast water at the woman as she screamed in fright. Local businesses were quick to condemn his actions, while scores of enraged social media users sought revenge by leaving a string of dreadful reviews online, causing the gallery's rating on Google to plunge to just 1 star. After admitting to being the man in the video, Gwynn, whose clients once included David Rockefeller and Arnold Schwarzenegger, tried to defend his actions, claiming she had become psychotic and was turning over garbage cans. The video has since had almost 9 million views, but despite the widespread backlash, Gwynn stuck by his actions. Gwynn added that before the incident, he had allowed her to stay on the sidewalk for days and attempted to call the police and other government services to get her help. In a statement, the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights of the San Francisco Bay Area and the ACLU of Northern California said it strongly denounces this violent and inhumane attack. Unhoused San Franciscans, who are disproportionately black and brown, are victims of violence far more frequently than the average San Franciscan. In a recent survey of 234 American cities, the National Law Center on Homelessness and Poverty found that 40% of municipalities make it a crime to sleep in public spaces and 56% ban loitering in public. All right, so this is where I am at this moment in time because I went through a lot of comments and I witnessed varieties of people saying a lot of negative things about the homeless. And the one main thing that I want people to realistically understand is that you're about 5 steps away from, in a sense, becoming homeless yourself. Anybody that's able to hear my voice, all it takes is for the perfect storm to arise and you're homeless. You are homeless. You have no money. You have nothing. If the electricity goes out, guess what? You don't have access to your bank account. You can have $500,000 in your bank account, but guess what? That's all ones and zeros. That's all ones and zeros. And I try to make people really, uh, comprehend and understand the fact that if you are to go to the bank and you want to ask for a very large withdrawal, the bank is going to look at you sideways. They're not going to look at you sideways because you're incorrect. They're going to look at you sideways because realistically, they don't, in a sense, depending on how large that withdrawal is, they don't have that money directly on hand because banks don't have everybody's money directly on hand. This is why if anybody were, let's say like a whole city, right? And they were all to go directly. Matter of fact, let me just make it a little bit simpler, right? Let's say you got like 100 or maybe like 1,000 people, right? And then all of these people were to go to the same branch. Let's say that they use Chase or uh, 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 Bank of America, right? They were all to go to like their branches all at once, standing in line very calmly, and everybody proceeding as normal, going there to ask for a withdrawal amount. It's going to get to a point, even if the crowd isn't ruly, the bank is going to shut down and they're also going to call the police because the banks do not have that money on hand. The banks don't have some type of large vault where they're just holding $100 million directly in there, just waiting for the day that everybody wants to come in there for a refund. No, that's not how it works. Everybody's money is ones and zeros. And this is why I tell people before, you're afraid of digital currency, but your money has been digital currency for the longest time possible. As long as you got a bank account, your money is digital currency. As long as you got a debit card or a credit card, your money is digital currency. And all they have to do is just say, "Up, no power for America." And guess what? You don't got no money. Guess what? You're broke like everybody else. So I keep trying to tell people, if you want to go out here and you want to make fun of the homeless, pretty soon yourself, you might be facing the exact same fate. It ain't gonna take nothing much for that to make that happen. And some people like, oh well, I might not have no money, but I'll still have a home. You sure about that? Because even if the power goes out, you're still going to have these businesses that's still going to be requesting their mortgage. They're still going to be requesting that rent. They're still going to be expecting you to uphold that lease agreement. You think it's a game. You think that you're going to have some type of valid excuse for the reason why it is that you can't pay them that money. Whatever you signed has nothing to do with the power going out. If the power goes out, that has nothing to do with that leasing agreement that you signed. They don't care about anything. They don't care about a flash flood. They don't care about an earthquake. They don't care about a tornado. They don't care about none of that. No, oh, you signed this? All right, we expect you to still pay. If not, we're going to sit up there and sue you. And more than likely, they might even still try to evict you, even if there is no home to even evict you from. So, again, whatever how much material types of things that you have, it doesn't make you better than the other person. It doesn't mean that you matter more either. It just means that you have more material things than the other person. It also just means that you spend your money a whole lot different. And also the simple fact of the matter that the system has created the homelessness epidemic. And we've had homelessness for quite some time. The most interesting thing is that you would think if people were homeless that this would be a third world problem, but we're a first world country supposedly with third world problems. How is that even possible? Like I said, the system that is in place has enabled homelessness to happen. Why not hire the homeless, give them a job to basically work for the city? Why not specifically have the homeless working as contracted, city workers to clean up the streets? And by way of them basically doing that work, they're receiving, payment because they're doing a job from the city. They're getting insurance, they're getting dental, and the city can also provide housing directly for them. As long as you're working and you're doing what it is that you're supposed to do, we will sit up there and provide you the housing. All you have to do is basically, you got other amenities that you have to pay for that we're not going to cover, but you pretty much got the housing, you got a job, you have insurance, you're getting paid, you just set up your money, wisely, and then you progressively work to get from this free housing to something that is officially 100% yours. That's how easy this could actually be. All of the money that these cities and these towns and these states get, why is it that they don't come up with some type of plan in order to eradicate homelessness so that this wouldn't even be a thing? And then on top of that, the cities, the towns, and the streets and the states, they will be much more cleaner because everybody is working with each other in order for one single goal to get accomplished, right? Number one, to get rid of homelessness. Number two, to empower and to help out those people who are, deprived of so much. And then number three, we're beautifying and cleaning up our streets, our towns, our cities, our states. It's that easy. It's literally that easy, but they make it so tough. And then the most horrible part is I've literally seen videos of people going out of their way producing food, like cooking it from home, whatnot, or whatever. And then they'll sit up there and set up shop, right? And then they'll decide, like, hey, we're going to feed the homeless, yada yada yada. The police will literally come by and they'll either like flip the tables, destroy the food in some type of way, pouring water on it or whatever it is. And they'll be like, well, we got an ordinance and all this other type of stuff. You can't feed the homeless and yada, yada, yada. And do you even have a license? They'll start bringing up all this other type of stuff. So again, even if you as a normal person want to help out the homeless, you have the dogs coming in that protect the state, the city, and the businesses that have like I said, you should never have an expectation that the police care or there to actually protect you or to help with something because that's not their goal. That's not why they were built. So you would have the dogs in a sense come in and they'll stop you, more than likely try to detain you, and if not, possibly try to arrest you because of some rules, regulations, and ordinances on why it is that you can't feed the homeless. Amazing. Amazing when you have everyday people trying to help other people out, they don't want you to do that. And that goes to a larger extent when I sit up there and try to tell people when you wonder why it is that celebrities can't sit up there and or why it is, I'm sorry, why it is that celebrities don't help out normal everyday people with the masses amount of money that they got. It's the exact same reason. How the police will come in and basically try to tell ordinary people you can't help the homeless, you can't feed the homeless, you got to be a part of all this other type of stuff that we say so and then you can do it. It's the exact same thing with the rich. They can amass and have all of that money, but the moment in time that you decide that you want to come from Mount Olympus and you want to come down with the commoners and you want to spread your wealth, oh, it's going to be a problem. They're going to come directly after you. They're going to let you know 99 different ways that you're not supposed to do that. So, like I said before, anybody that has a problem with the homeless, you might want to start looking at the government officials, the state officials, whoever your representatives are. Those are the people that are empowered that you voted in that allow homelessness to still continue. They're the ones that are not coming up with plans. So again, to everybody that goes out here and vote, and they also tell other people like, yeah, speak with your voice, speak with voting, all this other. Explain to me, how is it possible that everybody out here votes, but yet we still are a first world country suffering from third world problems such as homelessness, poor health care, poor VA treatment, poor treatment of children, dilapidated structures, poor education, poor medical, unclean water. So it's like I'm just trying to figure out all of that voting. How is that eradicating any of those issues? How is it, disabling any of those terrible issues? I'm like I said, I'm just asking for a friend. Just asking for a friend.